In there. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Top 4 podcast. Your host, Peter, Arsenal fan. I'm joined by AD, a Liverpool fan.
Bam, 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 bam. Start easy, baby. Listen, man, I'm all in. There's something there. There's something special. I'm all in.
AD's all in. I'm joined by Robinho, a Manchester United fan.
We're back. We're back, boys. The weekly pain is returned live on the literally prime time. So there we go.
Prime time, people. Yes, we are here for the first week back since the World Cup, talking Premier League football. It is good to be back. Make sure you guys check us out on all available platforms, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. We're here live every Monday. I know today's Tuesday, but we're here every Monday, 8 p.m. Obviously, Boxing Day Bonanza happened yesterday. So, of course, we had to postpone the podcast until today. But I'll tell you what, before we get into the topic at hand, we want to big up a couple of the mandem that I've already messaged. David NL says big up top 4. Oscar, who was at the bridge, he's live from Fulham Broadway. He says up the Chelsea, and he says rest in peace, Reece James's knee, who did make his return from his long-term injury. Missed the World Cup, but was there. C1 says up the Chelsea, Reece gone again, KMT. So I take it Reece James took an injury. I didn't see this because I was watching it, and then I was watching the game, but then I kind of signed out just as we're getting ready for the podcast. Did Reece James, I take it, has had another injury, a knee injury as well?
I don't know. I was on the road, so I was not watching the game. So I'm assuming he is down.
I don't know if AD's frozen or whether he's just very happy to see Reece James has got that injury because it means Trent Alexander-Arnold jumps right back in. But I think he's frozen there. Lola says, "Hola, gentle blokes." Hola, indeed. Listen, welcome back, man. Premier League football, Robinho. Until Adrian comes back. There he is. There's Adrian. There he is. Yes, Premier League football is back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to kick things off as we should. Okay, the Arsenal FC winning 3-1 against West Ham United. After coming from a goal down from a Ben Rama penalty. Arsenal extend the lead at the top with 3 points, huge 3 points on Boxing Day. AD, man, what is your feeling about this Arsenal side? Are they serious? Is there anything, what did you grasp from this game from last night?
Bro, I'm going to ask you your feeling because that game for me is what I've seen for a long time from this Arsenal side where I think Arteta's built something. He's built a resolve. He's built a togetherness and a mental fortitude, you feel like, wherein when Arsenal went, typically, like in years past, when Arsenal go 1-0 down, I'm thinking, here we go again. Can Arsenal get something? Whereas when Arsenal went 1-0 down last night, I thought to myself, like, you guys have been you've been battering West Ham. Like, the goals come against the run of play. In my mind, I'm thinking, who's scoring the equalizer? That's genuinely what I was thinking. And I think for me, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be going into games with confidence. I think you must be over the moon. Yeah, you must be completely off your nut. Like you beat West Ham 3-1. You're free. Your 3 young forwards back. Saka for me, he's going from strength to strength to strength to strength. Wherein suddenly we're gonna have to stop looking at him as a young player. We're just gonna have to start looking at him for what he is. Martinelli is an absolute thorn in the side of whoever he plays with, and he's got a fantastic finish. And listen, I said Eddie Nketiah, look, you've given the young boy a big contract. He's got a big number 14 on his back. And in my opinion, if he can't fill in the gap for Gabriel Jesus from now until Jesus gets back fit, what's the point? Like, give the boy an opportunity because in the running last year, he was doing the business. I don't see no reason why he can't do the business for this inside Arsenal team. And yeah, I look at all of your pieces, and for me, if you go back like a year ago, I said, all Arsenal need is a striker and a CM, and I think you lot can maybe compete. And that's what we're seeing. Like, Arsenal are strong. Arsenal look good. Like, you're good defensively. You dominate games in midfield, and you're creating chances and finishing up top. So, do I think Arsenal are going to win the league? No, because I think Man City are better. But I definitely think you guys can slug it out with them. You can genuinely go to the 12th round with this Man City side because I think Arsenal are better than most of the teams in the league.
Yeah, no, it was good to see the boys back. I think one of the things that struck me first of all in the game was the fact that they all looked comfortable on the ball. Like it looked like we hadn't had a break. All the players, especially from like, the goalkeeper up until like the midfield, the defense, everybody was there flowing with the ball, even on the wing, Saka and Martinelli causing havoc as they do.
Sorry.
The only thing was,
we hit the post and I thought that was 1-0. So.
Oh, fair enough. Oh yeah, Robin is live at Old Trafford for the Manchester United Nottingham Forest fixture. But yeah, as I was saying, like, the players look comfortable. The only issue we had was the final third. We weren't really getting the shots off. We weren't really, penetrating Fabianski. We had one shot on target, and it was Saka's offside goal. And I just thought, you know what, Fabianski's there to get eaten alive. If we can just pummel that goal, it will be one after the other. And my initial thoughts were like, look, the boys are comfortable. They're playing with the ball. They're looking comfortable. It's just they just need to get that first goal out of the way. And obviously, when West Ham scored, like Bowen caused us a few problems down the right hand side. And every time he was getting into the penalty area, he looked dangerous. And then when Bowen obviously won the penalty, which was, unbelievable. I don't know how the referee gave that, and he was so sure as well, Mike Oliver, about that penalty decision. But once they got the penalty and they scored, I felt like Arsenal were struggling to just get that first goal out of the way. But you knew once the first one went in, it was going to be a matter of 2, 3, and 4. So I wasn't panicking, but I was like, Arsenal, get this first goal out of the way. What you need to do is get this first goal out of the way. People said that it was a much better second half performance. I agree to an extent, but I think the first half was just as good. It was just that final third. It wasn't sticking. It wasn't clicking. It wasn't quite liquid football. I mean, when you look at the fact that even some of the goals we scored were a bit fortunate because it kind of came on the half turn or something like that. And then Saka, for example, slides it into the back of the net. Martinelli's goal, was unbelievable because it was the touch and shift to the left foot, buries the keeper near post on his weaker foot. And, to still stand up straight whilst hitting that ball with your weaker foot, how quick it was. It's so good to see. Saka and Martinelli are two players I absolutely adore at Arsenal. Make no mistake about it. And Ødegaard, for me, I just want to get a bit more. Like, he was the man of the match, right? He was absolutely killing it in that midfield.
Ran the show.
Yeah, he ran the show. But I want him to take. I want him to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Like, I was talking to somebody after work, and I said that he's sort of the player ethic-wise that we wanted Ozil to be. Ozil has the far more talent, but Ødegaard has a bit more of that, effort and strength and sort of wherewithal in the game because he's chasing every ball. He's chasing every ball.
Yeah, he had a fantastic game.
All I need him to do is I just want him to have his shoulders up a little bit more, just sort of pump his chest out a bit. He's the Arsenal captain. You know what I'm saying? At a team that's the top of the league. Let's see you. You know what I'm saying? And there's no real criticism. So delighted for Eddie Nketiah because Arsenal fans are behind him. We're backing the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when I think he had like a first half shot. It was awful. It was something terrible, and the crowd was still behind him. Eddie, and I thought, yes, keep that going because we need that. We need to be behind people like Eddie Nketiah because guess what, guys? It could happen. We don't sign a striker in the window. Like, let's not go beyond the realms of possibility. It may even be a case where we bring back Balogun from loan and have Balogun and Eddie up front for the rest of the season. And if that's the case, so be it. Do you know what I'm saying? Until Gabriel Jesus comes back. Because I don't think we've been linked with any striker as such. We've been linked with like creative midfielders, wingers, kind of forwards, but not necessarily a centre forward, which kind of shows you the direction Arsenal are going into anyway. But yeah, it was just great to see 3 points, and it just felt. I will say this though, not to be that guy, and trust me, I'm not trying to be that guy, but West Ham have lost 10 games now this season. They'd lost 9 before.
Yeah.
Right? West Ham are actually a poor side this season. And had Arsenal not beaten West Ham, would have said more about Arsenal than West Ham. So there is that thing of, like, for example, next week on New Year's Eve, we've got Brighton away. Then we've got Newcastle on the 3rd of January. Those are two
tough games.
Huge games, right? So if Arsenal can get 6 points in those 2, I will tell you this, yeah. Okay, after that, I think we've got like Spurs, we've got United in the month as well, right? We have to get through the month of January, in my opinion, to really say. I think it's the Brentford game. It's like a Brentford game, I think, in January or whoever it is. We need to get through those games. If we can get through those games, then I'll be like, yeah, So Brighton away, Newcastle at home, Spurs away, United at home, Everton away. If we get to Everton away with a decent lead at the top of the table, it's game on. It's frigging game on for the title this year. Those are my thoughts. Robin, before we get into the comment section.
So it's not just to apply to Arsenal. I'm applying it to everyone in general. You had a lot of. It felt like this week or this game week was rusty. Like everyone was just like trying to find that rhythm again. I didn't see one game where I thought, this was outstanding play. This was amazing from each team. Yes, we've had good parts. So even when you went 1-0 down, it took the goal for you guys to settle. So Arsenal as a whole, I feel like it was not like service resumed, but it's just finding their feet back and get back into rhythm. And they played the good team to do that for. Against what they have against Newcastle and against Brighton, that's going to be a test because Brighton have been fantastic this season. Newcastle are ahead of schedule where they should be, and and it's going to be an interesting few months ahead. And as much as we can praise Arsenal, they're still City. City have 2 games ahead of you or behind you right now, and all it takes is 1 game, and that's it. So. I'm just interested to see what Arsenal are going to do, but they've done fantastically well. I can't fault them. Nothing bad to them to say.
Yeah, apparently it's Arsenal's best ever start to a season ever in the history of the football club. And that's obviously nerve-wracking. And it's also, we're only 6 points, I think, ahead of Newcastle, 7 against City or something like that. City, and I'm sitting here watching City fixtures now. And I'm saying, God, why do City get to play on Wednesday? We've played on Tuesday, you know what I mean? Or whatever, I shouldn't even be thinking like that. But, already it's getting into my head a little bit. Let's get into the comment section. Boss Like Endo says, yeah, he's happy to see us all back. Saka scored in 3 Boxing Days back to back to back. Good stat there from Lola, who says, Baba Wenger and Henry in the building. Let me tell you guys, seeing the Arsene Wenger with Annie Wenger by his side, I tell you what, in the fields, I was absolutely I was gone. The Cronkies were there. It's his first game back. He's been to the stadium before, but not for a match. But yeah, it's his first football, Premier League game, first game for Arsenal back, and it was, I guess he spent Christmas in London. His daughter and his wife live in London, so I guess he was over in Christmas for. You know what? Let's just slip down the road, down the old Holloway Road, and make a trip down to the Arsenal. I don't see why not.
Yeah, Fergie's never left.
Yeah,
Fergie's
He's never left. He just needs to chill.
That man is still there, but the man needs to just take a break, man. Go look after his wife. I swear his wife was ill. Anyway, Assad says, Peter hosting again. We've been blessed. I big out yourself, Assad. You don't know. West Ham are useless. They turn into prime Barca when it's Chelsea and Spurs, but always bust cheeks for Arsenal. Yeah, their record at the Emirates isn't great. And I know at London Stadium or like away from home, we've had a few struggles, but we've got over the line more often than not. So yeah, Assad's right there. And feel free, guys, to jump in on any comments that you do want to add a comment to. Lola says, go on.
I was going to say, to give you an update on the game. United have pretty much been there, but just not getting the ball into the box, and it's sloppy balls here and there. Forest recently had a corner, but hold on. Nearly 1-0, but no. You got to give us that big trying to get enough for free. You got to give us that you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, it was just literally trying to get the ball into the box. That's the main struggling thing United doing now. But it's been mostly United. Nottingham Forest did have a corner. They did have a chance, but they didn't do anything with it. So yeah.
Okay. Coolio. Lola says Arsenal were the better team for 90 minutes. Even with the pen, I fully wasn't panicking. I fully said, don't change players, just shoot more in the second and we will score. I agree. We weren't getting our shots off in the first half. And what Fabianski was there. If anybody had eyes, they saw Fabianski was there to get eaten alive. And he started time wasting even in the first half. That's when got a goalkeeper's panicking. Assad says, I've always rated Nketiah. It was just a matter of him getting a consistent run in the team. He's a natural finisher. I even put him in my FPL in his fantasy. I agree with that comment so much. You know what? I genuinely think people like Nketiah need 10 games in a row. Don't matter about form, doesn't matter about anything. He can have 7 awful games, but he needs those extra 3 in a row, and we will get some sort of form, consistency, a bit of fluidity, liquid football from Arsenal. Because you imagine, you imagine Ødegaard, Saka, Martinelli, you know, they've all had to play with Jesus all season, right? And now they're having to adapt to a different kind of striker, a bit more of a, I'm not comparing him to this, but he's a bit more of an Ian Wright-ish striker than he is more of a Gabriel Jesus type of striker, where all he cares about is the ball in the back of the net. Look at the way he takes the goal. Look at the way he, you know, he's a selfish striker, which is what we like. He is direct. He's not somebody who's shy, but he needs the confidence, and he needs to get more. He needs 10, 20 games in a row. And hopefully, with this Gabriel Jesus injury, he gets that run, because it will be so sad if we brought a striker in and completely killed off his confidence. Because people will say, if he cannot do as well as Jesus has done, then we should bin him off. Well, I'm sorry, Jesus has probably had more games for Arsenal than Eddie Nketiah has in his whole career. And that tells you everything, really, you know? So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, people was like talking about, why didn't Arsenal get in another striker, like a Skamaka or something? I'm like, no, bro, Eddie's here.
They gave him a new deal and put 100 bags on his back and gave him the 14. Like, I'm so sorry. You got to now show me that you actually are backing him in reality. It's all good in theory, but give it to me in reality. I want to say, I'm not going to lie. I might say unpopular opinion. I want Eddie 15 games in a row. That's what I want. Buy a striker or not, I want 15 games in a row for Eddie Nketiah.
X amount of racks a week? Man, we need to see it. We need to see something.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, boy. Endo says, nah, AD with Arsenal. I feel like I got to see it to believe it. We're still only 15 games. I'm going to wait till February 15th when Arsenal play City. I need something else to postpone that game. I want that game far away as possible. It's coming too close.
Do you know what's funny? It was when Arsenal played City last season where, for me, like, I feel that's when everybody, Arsenal, that's when I think Arsenal started to actually believe. Because in my opinion, like in that one-off game, you stood toe-to-toe with the best team in the country, and you were screwed. Arsenal beat Man City in that day, in my opinion. You were screwed. Silly send it off. You had players not getting booked. You had referees standing in front of your players whilst they're about to take shots into open goals. So let's see what Arsenal is saying on the 15th of February. Let's see.
And bear that in mind that was after we had been beaten 5-0 by City the same season. You know what I'm saying? In like September, August time. And then faced them in January. I think it was New Year's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was New Year's Day. Yeah. So New Year's Day last year.
Don't you have City like twice now, like in a very, very short period? Because they didn't face them in the first half.
It will be. It will be City in quick succession, I'm sure. I mean, February, even if we play them in May, it's like February to May is such a short gap.
Time. But bro, lads, I'm not gonna lie. If Arsenal are serious about this league title, in one of those 2 matches, you have to let a hammer blow.
Yeah, we've got to beat them. We got them on April 26th, which is another midweek game. April 26th. After it basically the away.
And that's peak time. That is peak time.
Yeah, just before that, we've got just after that. So imagine City away, then it's Chelsea at home, Newcastle away. Holy smokes. This could be the finals.
There's good teams in this league. Like, you can easily go 3-4 games without winning. Easily.
Do you know what's crazy? Like, we've only lost 1 game this season, right? And it's to friggin' Manchester United. That's what's so frustrating.
Oh, what a goal! Marcus Rashford, MBE, 1-0 to Manchester United.
Talk us through it there.
He's in the fantasy.
Taking a corner, lovely corner, direct straight into the box, low floor. Marcus Rashford, not marked one bit, smacked straight across from Wayne Hennessy. He's still having the World Cup blues, and it's now 1-0 to Manchester United.
It's a great goal. It's a great team goal. Great finish. Clearly training ground stuff. It seems there. 1-0 Manchester United.
It is wet.
Listen, if it's raining in London, my friend, if it's raining in London, God knows what it's like up in Manchester.
It's bloody Noah's Ark up there.
David, yeah, for real. David NL says got good points in the fantasy yesterday. Lola says Captain O had a ball. Man like Erdegaard, of course. Endo says Erdegaard is too shot shy. Sometimes he's got to have a crack. I hear you with that. I always feel like he's a 10-year-old boy playing on the pitch, and I just feel like that's why I say I need him to puff his chest out a little bit, have the broad shoulders. Let me know, let them know that you're a big man. You know what I'm saying? Lola
Also,
says,
before we carry on, I think what is your priority? Is it still Europa? Was it the league? At this point, what would you think you should go for? Focus more on.
When you say,
because I do believe, and I was having this just chat with my cousin yesterday. He's an Arsenal fan. I said Arteta this year has to win something. I'm not saying he has to win the league. I said so. At this point in your career, you have to win something.
I disagree. He's won the FA Cup already. And he's in a league title race with Man City. So
let's say since the FA Cup is what done. It's on 8th, 5th.
Bro,
since then,
I'll be honest with you. If I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm taking a title race. If Arsenal can finish second, irrespective of whether they win a cup or not, that's a phenomenal.
No, that's a good thing. But then that means focusing on the league. So that's what I'm asking, Peter. Are you focused on league or Europa? Because I don't think Arsenal can do both. I don't think Arsenal can do both right now.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, can Arsenal do both? Probably not. The question I'll ask you is how much do you need for Europa League, though? We could probably focus more on the Premier League with an eye on the Europa League and still get to like a semi-final of the Europa League. I don't take the Europa League as a it's not the Champions League. It's definitely not. I know there's teams in there that are Champions League, historians. You will get like a friggin', we've got Barcelona and Juventus in there this year, right? In the Europa League, right? So it's got some serious teams, but when they turn up for a Europa League game, they're not.
2-0! Anthony Martial! Let's go. Yeah, Forest crap.
Forest taking a hiding here.
No. You see Wayne Hennessy? He's a bad goalkeeper. Because he should have saved that. He should have saved that. Peter, I need you to watch this because it's a break off from Manchester United.
It's a stinker. In football terms, that's a howler. That's actually a goalkeeping howler.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at it. They had a break off. It was a quick counter attack. Lovely stuff. Anthony Martial's free. He goes for the shot. Wayne Hennessy gets both gloves onto it. He pretty much knocks it into the net. So, yeah.
Just right on cue as Wayne Hennessy is conceding. Right we've got the man, the myth. Yeah.
People ask me why I support Man United. I said, I'm a glory hunter. Who doesn't want glory? It's a very simple thing.
I support United for this reason.
This is it.
You support City.
I turned up. I'm like Big H in 2010s. You get me? I just turned up with whoever was winning. This is it.
In the 80s, would have supported Liverpool.
It's the unapologetics. That's what I like.
Imagine, you see when this is a man that did a Nazi salute in a team photo, and then he said he didn't know who Hitler was. Listen, he's a clown. I don't know how he's still got a gig.
Obviously, he's not the number one goalkeeper at Forest, isn't it? It's Dino, isn't it? But
he can't play because he's on loan.
Which I think is stupid.
Hey, Robin, I forgot he was on loan.
He's on loan. All right. Lola says, we need to wrap up the Arsenal talk. Ernest, unless you want to jump in and we're just giving our piece about the Arsenal. Last night's performance.
I need Erdegaard at Old Trafford, man.
I
need him at Old Trafford. Huh?
Martin Erdegaard.
What is that, Robin?
I didn't see that. I don't.
You know what? I think it was Peter that I told. When he first came, his first 6 months weren't feeling him. I think maybe his third month into his first full season, I was like, "Hey, this guy is better than Bruno," you know. And the reason why I use Bruno as a standard is because I think to the lazy eye, his numbers can confuse people. You see what I'm saying? But Ødegaard is he is like a Super Saiyan Eriksen. Like, you remember Eriksen Brentford? Like he's a real real link up, man. Yeah, I like Ødegaard, man. I'm a big fan. Big fan. You lot are hooping, man.
Ødegaard's first 6 months, I remember, obviously, he got stick from me because I was missing Mesut Ozil more than anything, right? Because we had one, right?
Yeah.
And our manager just benched him for no reason and kicked him out after the pandemic. After he played him every game when he first joined the club. So I always had that. He was a stepdad type of thing. I always had that vibe with Ødegaard. And because he didn't pull up trees, I was like, you're nothing special. And he was on loan. Then he came, we signed him for 30 million, I think it was, from Real Madrid. And again, it took him a while to get going again because it was almost like he was starting over. And now he's in the groove, right? This is a player who played last night like, yo, guys, what you lot are going to play World Cup football and I'm doing nothing? Nah. You see Haaland the other night. You know, Haaland comes in, was it 5 minutes? You guys can't just be talking about Messi this, Messi that. Fam, me, I've been scoring. I've scored 20 goals this season.
I've done my job.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Ødegaard clearly is in a very nice hot streak. I love the way he started the season. I love the way that he's got some goals to his tally. He does need to shoot more. Lola says Ødegaard shoots. He's just times it's wrong. Sometimes it's wrong. He will either shoot too little or hear the annoyance, and then he will shoot too much, even when better options are available. You sort of can't win. Endo says Brighton away, Newcastle at home, Spurs away, and then United at home is Arsenal's next 4. That will show Arsenal's mettle. Indeed, it will. Indeed, it will. I said, "Hey, Forest are kicking ball." Say it again.
Yeah.
Are you man bust down or are you gonna rap?
Yeah, there you go.
Is the rolling ticket? Is it glide? Well, yeah, well, we'll see what you man all about.
Endo says that Forest are balling. Obviously, this was before the 2 goals they conceded. I'm going to assume. Assad says, "Bro, it's soaking wet at Old Trafford. Aurier's shirt is stuck to his chest." Pause. Yeah. Strong. Lola says, "With Eddie, I need him to not try any." That was a nasty challenge. With Eddie, I need him to not try and mimic Jesus. He's not as good as on the ball. Eddie is a box striker. He just needs to be that. Second half, he woke up when he was there. He woke up when he was there, so he was a bit more alert, a bit more sharp, of course, and he bagged his goal very well. Assad says Rashford FPL. Baby. Big up Baraka, who says the ball is in Arsenal's court now. They can't afford to drop points at this point. I mean, look at those next 4 games. I think Boss put out there. It's just horrific. But we need to weather the storm. At the end of the day, you've got to play everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we've got to play people like Newcastle's the one game of the 4 that I fear the most. But we're at home, so I'm a bit more chilled. Tottenham away is going to be nasty again. You know, and then we have to get retribution for what we did last year. We need to move on from Arsenal. Someone said Assad says I captained Rashford. I had faith in the boy. Forest were asleep there, not gonna lie. Lola says I fully don't care about players' demeanor. It's not everyone that's loud, and isn't shy. He's just not typical big man captain. Watch him and you'll see when he talks. Fair play. Forest are booty, says Lola, specifically that Nazi in goal. Flipping hell. Baraka says Forest ain't serious. Baraka says Forest aren't a serious organization. Let me tell you, I've worked with Forest this season, and let me tell you, they gave me nothing but grief. when he says they're an unserious organization, let me tell you, bro, those administrators, and the friggin' board and whatnot, their owner is unserious. First and foremost, by the way. If you ever Google him, you just go Google him. Google him, you will see why.
He's a Greek bloke, isn't he?
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently.
Lola says, what's it called? I was a fan of immediately. The guy she's referring to. I like how nobody wants to spell his actual name. Come on, guys. Give us the little, the dash on the O as well. He started slow.
The Nordic thing,
yeah, he started slow on loan, but he was ramping. Then he got injured. I do remember that. But I was all for him and for the price. Fantastic. Bun you Madrid. Okay, let's move on from the Arsenal. The other team that won the week last night was your boys, Adrian. Liverpool at Aston Villa, beating down Unai Emery's Villa 3-1. Goals coming from Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and Stefan Betric.
Tyrone Mings is not a footballer. I've just come to the conclusion.
What is he?
Because what I saw was not footballing activities. I just saw someone that is just earning a living without living. That is very bad defending from him. Yeah, Liverpool had a fun day. Liverpool had a very fun day at Villa Park.
Hang on. Wait there 1 second before we continue. Yeah. Endo says the game that turned me on with Odegaard was the game against West Ham away in 2020-2021, where you came back from 3-0 down. Oh, he was putting in delicious balls. Pause. I remember that game still. And it says here as well, Tyrone Mings is not an NPC?
Tyrone Mings is an NPC.
Oh, what's an NPC?
What's that? A non-playable character?
He's a non-playable character. He's just one of those random ones that just walks around in a game.
Wow, that's an outrageous take. Lola says that Watkins is Nunes, by the way. Same person, but one is black. Dang.
Darwin Nunes.
Yeah, that's the first.
The last 2 games since he's come back. How many chances has he missed? I think he's broken a record for the most chances missed.
I think 5, at least 5 good ones. Like 5 good ones.
But yeah, because I was just like,
there's other bad decisions.
I said, you know what? I said, Adrian, thank you for making me buy that watch, because this brother, hi.
Listen, I threw man in the river.
You bought stocks though. You bought the stocks. I said, don't buy the stocks.
I'm trying to make you lose money. He's just holding them for himself.
Well, but you're saying you're trying to dash him away now?
No. I'm dashing away the watch. I've seen enough.
The watch. Okay.
I've seen enough. Like for me, and Robin, did you hear what you said? The guy's missed that 5 clear-cut shots. He's always there. Like he's always in the right place at the right time, or he's making movements to be in the right place at the right time. Like the guy's finishing for me is questionable. I don't think he's a particularly clinical finisher.
But this is why I didn't understand why you lot were on him in the first place. The guy is not good, bro.
Nah, Ernest, brother.
He's a problem. You can't contain him, my bro. You can't contain him.
Listen,
because we're having this conversation again. If you are number 9 and you're not scoring, but you're doing more assists than goals, what's happening here?
The goals will come.
Exactly. No, AD knows.
Score double figures per season, yeah. But he's like Mario Gomez for me. As many goals as you score, I don't want him on my club, bro.
Mario Gomez.
Do you remember how much Mario Gomez was the first player I saw, and I said, you know what? Goals are not everything. He's the first player I saw that I said, nah, it's not about goals.
He was boring though.
Bruv, like, it's mad.
As Mikel Arteta said, yeah, when the project goes bang, you'll see. Nunes is going to be scoring 20 goals a season. Next season after that.
That's great. That's fantastic. But there's a big caveat to that where you say, you know what? He's playing for a big club, great team, great coach. So the real litmus test would have been if he's scoring goals at a low chance creating team. That's the real test. Just what I'm saying. Because the truth is Liverpool will score. Liverpool as a team will score goals. So him scoring for Liverpool is not the test that people think it is. Obviously, you'd rather him score than not. At the same time, I'm like, nah, I've seen enough to know that, like, your decision makers, bruv, he dived the ball yesterday when like he was more clear of the chance than Salah was. And I'm like, there's 2 opposition shirts between the 2 of you. Why the hell are you dummying it in the box? You're a striker.
Wait. Are you man? Swear down, real quick. Benny McCarthy is first team coach at Manchester United.
Yeah. Ten Hag brought him in for strike force.
Yeah, that's what.
Like a lot of people are crediting him for why.
Apparently, he's really good with headers. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? A lot of people are crediting him. Like he's the reason why Rashford is low. 2015 Rashford. Just what I'm saying. So
Why is he not loyal to Blackburn Rovers, blood? They gave him a career. No, I'm joking. Porter did, but still. His days are
What did you do? I had one posing with chickens in his hands. Live chicken.
live chickens. Like, well, in the village. What's going on?
I do remember what David Gold said about it.
David Gold.
Because obviously he was at West Ham, yeah.
Of course he was. Yeah, he was at West Ham.
And then people are like, oh, why are you not playing? Why are you unhappy with him? And then David Gold turns around and said, he's a professional footballing striker, right? He's got more body fat than I do. And then I never saw him ever again. After that, we just started throwing coppers at David Gold when he's in the box. So, yeah.
Have you seen the the frigging body fat on David Gold? For him to even say that
What
percentage is
the
serious.
timber?
the timber, you know the one.
Like Razor Ruddock.
Razor is off the rails, blood. David NL says if Haaland scores 20, Golden Boot is gone. It's about Silver Boot. It's already about the Silver Boot. Let's be very clear. It's already about the Silver Boot. Lola says Mings, that one is lucky he's left-footed. Why is he lucky he's left-footed? Is he just getting game time because he's left-footed? He's the only left-footed guy there. Is that what it is? Yeah.
He's 6'5". He's quick. He's left-footed. He should be elite. That's an elite profile I've just given you. And he's flipping Tyro Minks.
Wow.
Anyways.
Unbelievable scenes, Jeff. I'm just seeing people on TV, by the way, that we know who are currently on the Voice, the UK Voice. Big up. I forgot my man's name. Anyway.
I know him. I can't remember his name.
You not know Michael Chris and that, yeah? Sorry, guys, this is a very niche conversation, but you know Michael Chris and that. His daughter's on the Voice still. Big up. Anyway, we'll get back on. Endo says Nunez is so frustrating, but I like what he offers us though. He reminds me of an early Mane days without the finishing.
Not like to me the shades is shades of Werner that I'm seeing.
No, can I be honest with you? He's got
shades.
This is harsh. He's got a set of balls. Werner didn't. Morata didn't. He's got something about him. For me,
that's why I said there's shades. There's shades. I'm not saying he is
minimal shades.
But there's shades.
Baraka is even agreeing with you there.
He's going fast.
Darwin gives me Morata vibes, not gonna lie. That's a bit.
Morata had no nuts.
Listen, as I said, he's gonna be gangster. Listen, if Nunez had a little bit of IQ, he'd be scary. Don't give it time. I remember when Suarez joined Liverpool, and I remember thinking, "Damn it, that's who we should have gone for 20 million quid, right?" And he kept hitting the post, kept hitting the bar. He didn't score many goals in his first season, the first half of the season when you got Carroll and Suarez. Yeah, and I thought, Then the next year, 2013, was it the 13 season?
No. Then the next year after that, he scored like 11, you know?
Yeah. So, that's what I was going to say. It was picking up slowly but surely. And then Arsenal said, yo, 40 million and a pound for whatever reason. That season then after, when we didn't get him, he had a ban.
So rude. He was so rude. £1. Just say 40 million.
It's clear we were bamboozled, didn't it? Yeah? Clearly there was no release clause.
To be fair,
but to be clear, there was no activation there. There was no clause. That's the truth of the matter. Because legally we would have won the case. Legally we would have won the case, but there was no clause really. It's just a conversation with Brendan and Suarez. Anyway, and then he went
gentleman's agreement.
Gentleman's agreement. When he was bench pressing downstairs in his room where he has this picture of himself in his own house. Endo says it's Gakpo's season. AD, talk to me, man. Cody Gakpo signing for Liverpool is almost done and dusted here in January. Talk to me, man. Where did this transfer come from and what's your thoughts?
Bro, it came from it's similar actually to the Van Dijk one, wherein like you just like it's Boxing Day, you're chilling, like you just
yes, it was Boxing Day, yeah.
And then bang, I see Van Dijk in front of a Christmas tree with a Liverpool top. And now similar with Gakpo, like for me, like the rumors were minimal. If the guy was going anywhere, I was looking like he was going to go Man United. All of a sudden, he stomps up. And listen, for me, I think Cody Gakpo is a really, really vital player. I think I've told you my thoughts on someone like a Luis Diaz. I think Luis Diaz is quality, but for me, I don't think he's quite top end.
Interesting.
And I think you need other, because I think what Liverpool's front line is looking like is like we're looking like we've got people that can do different jobs. So like Jota is like obviously like the finisher, whatever.
Oh my gosh. It's 2-1. That you see this.
He's good.
What? He's got the goal there, John.
So Forest have scored. I just need to see how it happened.
So Forest have have pulled one back. It's game on.
I pulled one back, yeah.
It's game on, John.
Yeah, no one knows. Everyone's like, what happened then? Let's see. Okay. So it's a free kick. Okay, they played them on side. No one was marking him. Just free header. Free header in.
Free header for who?
Yeah, just sleep at the back. I actually have no idea. It is number 22.
Please, 2-1.
Was he right?
Robin, Ernest, every Man United fan, hold that. Hopefully next week, Enzo off them as well.
Woo!
We nicked Enzo off them.
So no, it's weird because possible handballs. Stand by. VAR's coming.
Right. Whilst that's happening,
coming.
What's happening? Whilst that's happening, Endo says Ernest is still alive. Rah.
I'm about, bro.
But yeah, it took a World Cup hiatus. Fun that, mate.
No, there was too many games on, bro. Like, there's too many games to discuss.
It was fully on.
What's been talking about Ecuador for? Yeah, man.
Mirad says, #champions elect is back on, boys. Big up. Assad says Nunes is literally Timo Werner in his first season. Even the way people talk about him, his new name is Darwin Nuisance. Wow, that's a mad thing.
Okay, so the VAR say because it's come off him, it's gone to another Nottingham Forest player. They said it is handball, but also offside as well. So it might be chopped off him. Nottingham Forest's goal. Just waiting for the official decision. So
that's two things, though.
Yeah, it is two things. He is offside. If it hits him, it is offside. So, but just waiting for the final decision.
But then if it hits him, it's a handball, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the person that handballs it hits it to a player that's offside. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That scores the goal.
But to call it offside, you first have to admit it's a handball. Then there's no point of an offside check. What's the point of offside check?
So it's offside. It's been marked off as offside. It looks like so. Yep, it's back to 2-0.
I will say though, the offside rule is stupid in football. It's a stupid rule. It's a rule that doesn't make any sense. Look at it though. Like you look at a situation like this. This is not what offside should be called for. Millimeter. You know what I'm saying? Where there's no advantage really. There's not an advantage there. But anyway.
Yeah, but it was offside. When I looked at it, so it's hit his head. It looked like it hit his hand, but it's hit his head and it's hit to the person. And the person, unfortunately, was offside. So it is back to 2-0, Manchester United.
Cheers for that, Robin Walton.
But people sleeping at the back. That's what's going to let Man United down, unfortunately.
Yeah. Big up Mirad, who says, P.S. Good evening to the greatest footballing podcast to air on a Boxing Day bank holiday. Huh? Tell them again, Mirad. Yeah, tell them again. Say it with chess. You know them ones. Big up Mirad. Wasn't it with Werner? He was doing the same thing, getting in the right place, assisting, making movements, but still no goals. Same as Nunes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let's part that. I'm pretty sure Nunes now has more goals than Werner had in his entire first season.
I think Nunes is better than Werner.
Nunes don't score goals. Like
I think Nunes is comfortably better than Werner.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm not saying he is Werner. I'm just seeing shades.
No, of course, because they're both whack. But my point is, like, you can see the difference, bro. Like Darwin Nunes will get goals. With Werner, you just never knew. You never knew if he was going to score.
Werner has stage fright. That's what I want to put it down to.
The thing is, he's gone back to Leipzig. And he's like, home sweet home. I'm comfortable. But
his first post-match interview, he said the Premier League defenders are big here. I said, you're not ready. You're not ready for this league, bro.
Yeah, you're not ready.
You're not ready about the Premier. What do you mean they're big?
He said this. He's always doing this.
He was up against Germans for seasons on end. So what are they?
Yeah,
then?
but they're whack, man.
They're big.
Yeah,
Do you want to know how many
give him
goals?
like 30 yards running behind.
Do you want to know? You want to know how many goals Timo Werner's got for Leipzig?
What,
What, 10?
How many?
You lot are generous. He's got 4 goals for Leipzig. Thank you very much. Flipping. Don't piss me off with statements like this. Now he's come home and he feels better. What are we talking about? He's not good enough. He's a garbage centre forward, and he went to Chelsea Football Club on the basis that he scored 25 goals for Leipzig. Did you watch the goals? Go watch the goals back. Friggin' tap-ins.
It was long distance running.
There were FIFA sweaty. You know when you go 1-on-1 with a keeper, you pass it. Sweaty FIFA goals. They were. Anyway,
the centre half was on the halfway line. Yeah.
Assad says, guys were telling me that we wouldn't have won the Champions League if it wasn't for Timo Werner's run. Get out of here, man. Get the time. Yep, Liverpool got Gakpo. They have indeed. Lola says, Anthony, Man United ruined the winger market for this fool who can only do one thing. Ruining the front three. He'll probably score now. Yeah, that's exactly what he'll do. He'll score. Assad says, Nunes has balls where? Just because he's got tattoos. Move, man. These men on a grilling
he never goes missing. He's always like, I believe in him.
Yeah, you don't hide. I'll give him that.
Listen, if
where I find him, he's there.
Bro, you see, Morata hides. Morata hid. Werner hid. Giroud hid when they were having dark days. These men hid. But man, like bro, when you come from Uruguay, blood, do you know what that's like growing up in Uruguay, blood? Have you man? You know what's so funny? Yeah, we look at countries from a distance. Right? We look at it from a distance, bro. You know, like, oh yeah, I want to go to Brazil on holiday. I want to do this, bro. Go to a place like Uruguay, blood. Go fly there, blood. Yeah, and tell me, blood. Yeah, you tell me what there's nothing lush. There's nothing lush them sides. South America is one of those places. It's one of like we talk about Africa. We could talk about the poor part, like the hard parts of Asia. We could talk about all these things. Go to South America, blood. Nah. Did
you see Messi's mom's crib?
Fam. Yeah. Messi's mom's yard.
I asked that question. I said, you know what? Number one, Messi, what are you doing with your grandma? What's going on here? But then I realized she's probably one of them grandmas that just don't want to move. Like,
listen, you know, by fire, by force. I don't care if it's disrespectful in our culture. I don't care what the hell it is. Grandma, you are moving. You are moving. You think
she probably brought out the slipper? She probably brought out the slipper. You said, "Ow, my damn man!" I'm moving.
You know what I'd say to her? If that was my grandma, I'd say this. You think I went to Barcelona at aged 11 when I didn't have my mum or dad with me, and I was crying every night to then become the best player in the world for you to stay in the slum? You must be frigging kidding me. Get your behind, your grey dusty behind in the frigging car. I'm taking you to the palace. It'll be the one and only time I ever disrespect my grandma, but it's for her own good. It'll be the one and only time because there's only 2 strikes, you're out. You know what? 2 strikes, you're done.
It's half time.
I fire by force.
I am checking.
2-0. I'm checking her into the Trump Tower. Are you mad? What is this? You must be freaking kidding me. Mirat says Nunes equals the South American Sonogo. The disrespect for Nunes. What is going on here, guys? What is going on? I can't have this. C1 says Darwin is the taller version of Timo. Jesus of Nazareth. What is going on? Then Mirat then says Nunes, the Southern Hemisphere Shamak. Wow. Huh? Man. Anyway, Murad says, quick question. Why was Saka's first goal ruled out? They say it was offside, but I couldn't see where and who from. It was I'm trying to remember what it was thingy. What was this? I'm trying to remember what the replay of the offside part was. I should remember this. But it was a great finish, by the way. But yeah, no, I can't remember, Murad, unless anybody else here remembers. I'm not entirely sure.
Everyone is, I think Arsenal need to sign this man up for one of the big deals because
you know what, bro? Bro, facts. 300 grand a week. 300 grand a week.
I think people will start sniffing. People
He
will
needs a
start
20. He needs a 20-year contract at Arsenal, 300 grand a week. Just do it.
Is
Just,
it
I want him,
Yeah.
Martinelli. I want them on a wage that
Hands
cannot
off.
be described. Yeah, it's a message to Man City. Leave them alone. You can't afford.
leave alone?
You need to give him money that will
Scorching
that will take care of his entire lineage. That's the money they need to give him.
lineage.
The lineage.
To the year
You know them ones.
3000s. Yeah.
What? Come on. Him and Martinelli.
On a
Do it
basketball
now.
team.
Do it now. Endo says
They're
it's
both what? They're both 21.
Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm
They're
saying.
both
21,
21, my
like,
bro. What?
it's outrageous. It's outrageous scenes.
Bro, so
Endo
if,
says,
if all goes well, they've got like 12, 13 years left at this level. If all goes well. In your front line.
Listen, bro, with Erdegaard, you know what I'm saying? What, 24 years of age? You know what I'm saying? Then we got Thomas Partz and Jacques. You know what I'm saying? Granit Jacques, yeah, living it large. Then we've got young Alex Zinchenko. We've got Tierney, mid-20s. Then we've got on the right back, we've got the Benjamin Benny, white. You know what I'm saying? We've got Tommy Ass. Super Tommy Astri. Tommy Astri can't get in the side. Are you joking me? This is a player who last year he was my player of the season last year. Like until he got injured. He was my player of the season. And he can't get in the side.
Last time I saw him, he looked up Salah. I think he had a crap game after that. But he goes, you know what I mean?
He even had a good World Cup. He had a good World Cup as well.
Not a bad one. Yeah, not a bad one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here we listen. AD, the future is bright. The future is orange. If you remember the orange slogan, yeah.
So Peter, I'm now gonna drop the question now. Where are you on Arteta? Like, because you're telling me all of this. Where are you on this guy? Where?
Thing is, here's the thing. Yeah, Arteta's done what? What's this? Is this his fourth season? Yeah. What's in his fourth season? 2 of which I need to forget for the rest of my life. I need to forget 2 of these seasons for the rest of my life. Yeah, I need to forget them. Right? Okay, FA Cup is in the bag. Right? Glorious scenes of glorious emotion. I was a happy lad at the end of this during the pandemic. Right? The 2 8th place finishes are haunting. That 2020-21 season, guys, it's a season I will never forget in long memory. I will never forget. People were sacked for less, is all I will say.
Yeah, far less.
Far less. You know what I'm saying? Emery lost 3 games in the league. He was gone. And he just missed out on a Champions League the year before on 2 attempts. And then, of course, you know, we're hot right now, AD, yeah? 15 games in, Arsenal look delicious, okay? Unbelievable scenes, right?
Freaking inferno.
The thing is, you can't make a decision here, December.
Okay.
You can't ask me that question in December. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Am I turning? Yes. As long as this form continues, you're damn right I am. Yeah? You're damn right I am. You know what I'm saying? He was a former player. He's a former captain, of course. But you have to remember the Premier League. You have to remember football. Huh? Form comes and goes. Yeah, what you're really about is what stays. You know, Liverpool can have an off month, but what really stays is who they are. They can have an off year, right? But really and truly, we know what Liverpool are. Really and truly, when Man City lose 4 games in a row, we know what they actually are. The question is, nobody knows what Arsenal is, and you know, the last 5 years of Arsenal, you couldn't make them up. All is true. You know what I'm saying? So listen, let me enjoy the moment. Let me enjoy the ride. I said to Mandem last season, get your seatbelt on because it's going to be hella bumpy. And let me tell you, we crashed in the end, right? So if you didn't have your seatbelt on, that's you, innit? Those are the Mandem that are like, they're burnt. They can't do it anymore. They can't handle it anymore.
Like a crash test dummy.
Listen, man, are like, you know, when I'm watching a film, I'm enjoying the film, and then the woman tapping me saying, "Oh, so would you go out with me during the film?" Listen, let me finish the film. I want to see how this ends. Then we can have a discussion. That's where I am. All I'm saying, Luis Enrique is available.
So I say fair enough.
Yeah.
No, but you see how you say like form, like obviously like form, and I hear that. But a lot of what this guy's doing is long lasting. But like we talk about those 8th place finishes, and they talk about that the time previously thrown it away. He's had crap teams. He's managed crap teams. He's overseen a squad over turnover to the point where now you've got one of the youngest, most exciting in the league, and they're doing the same for the manager. So,
Yeah.
but I definitely do hear you.
You're saying it's long lasting, and that's where I struggle. I struggle because I don't have proof of that yet. You understand? So I'm with you. Listen, you'd be a fool to say Arteta's not doing a great job right now. You're an idiot if you're saying that, right? If you're not saying he's doing a great job, of course. But for me, I'm a long haul man. You know them way there. Like I'm a 38 game season
100%.
guy. You know what I'm saying?
Consistency over time.
It's consistency over time. You know what I'm saying? I remember there was once upon a time we there was a striker in the Premier League called Michu who battered the Premier League at one point in the season. Ask me where he plays for now.
Yeah, I remember that season.
Listen, but he was gangster that season. Let's be very bro. You know what I'm saying? If I told you where
he scored 22, I think.
Bruv. Huh? He scored in the league. There was a year in the Premier League. He scored.
Last time I checked,
he now plays. He's retired. He hasn't played football since 2017. Excuse me. Do you know how old he is? He's 36. To be fair, he's actually 36. To be fair. Anyway.
No, but that was like 5 years ago. So he retired at like 32 or something.
Yeah, he was playing at Oviedo. You know them ones. So that tells you and he got one. He got one goal in 27 there. So there you are. So that's what I'm saying. I need longevity. I need consistency over time. What's been consistent over Arteta's reign as Arsenal in 4 years is 2 8th place finishes, 1 5th place, an FA Cup. That's the facts. You know them ones. And would you say Arsenal bottled the Champions League? I don't know. I don't want to say that we bottled top 4 last year. I don't know. I can't.
You should be playing Champions League football this season. You should be playing Champions League.
And that's the thing.
So that's why I say yes.
The caveat is this though.
Yeah, you bottled it.
The thing is, I would agree if had Tottenham not had Conte, I would have said it's a bottle. But here's what Tottenham did. Tottenham were proactive. They went and said, we've had enough of this Nunes, and we went and got a Leng man. And guess what? Conte had no right getting in the top 4 last year. He had no right with that Tottenham side.
What did he went in January?
He went through 3 mental breakdowns at Spurs last season. And he's got another breakdown yesterday. Did you see his post-match yesterday? Tick-tock. That's what I'm going to say. I told you guys about Conte. Tick friggin' tock is all I'll say. But if there was no Conte at Spurs, Arsenal would be in the top 4. That I agree with as well. But Arsenal have to butter their bread. You've got to go and beat Spurs. You've got to go and beat Newcastle. You had to beat Brighton and Palace and Southampton and friggin' garbage lot. Yeah, I know. Exactly. It was our own undoing for sure. But Miss Melina says, top of the league. That's exactly where we are right now. Even if we finish second, I'm not going to be like Arteta out. Nothing of the sort. Nowhere near it. But we're let's not present him as Lord and Savior when he hasn't done anything there yet. It's not, the mission's not finished. The show is still going on. That's what I'll say.
But 15 episodes in.
We're still in flight.
We're still in flight. You know, we're still we're only over Turkey. We've got to get to Uganda, bruv. You know what I'm saying? We're still in Turkey. You know, better asking me, all right, you change now. Look, the plane's in the air. Yeah, let it land then. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Because
border control, you know what I'm saying?
You could very conceivably lose 3 games in a row, and then we're like, where have you seen this one? Where have you seen this one before? Yeah, you're right.
Listen,
but it's back to Liverpool.
It's still possible we don't finish in the top 4 if we don't do business in January. That's possible.
That's sackable. That's sackable, in my opinion.
That's sackable.
Now, listen to what you've just said there. And I don't even necessarily disagree with you, but you've turned and said he doesn't make top 4. It's sackable. Why is it sackable? Because he's not made the top 4 once in his Arsenal tenure. That's why. That's the consistency over time. No Champions League football since you joined in 2019. You feel me?
But if you don't make top 4 this season, the way that you blitz in your quote-unquote best season ever, that's more than a car crash. You caused traffic across the whole M1.
Well, let's see.
That's a pilot.
So it depends, because what's the gap between 1st and 5th? Holy smokes, 11 points. Holy smokes. Yeah. Damn, if we finish outside the top 4, I'll be gutted.
Yeah.
I'll be pretty gutted. All right.
But anyways, I said we quickly to Liverpool. Because we didn't talk about how they played.
Lola was just clarifying the question that I think Mirad asked. Why was it offside? And Lola's clarified it there. That is exactly correct. It was the heel. Saka's goal was offside because it hit his heel and went to Eddie, who was off before he scored. Yes, it was like a little 1-2-ish. Go through Robinho.
Now, I was asking Adrian. We didn't talk about how he felt about Liverpool's game in general. So I was going to ask him how he felt about that. But the chance.
Lovely first goal. Was it first or second goal? First goal was lovely. The one-touch football. Oh, in the fields.
Gareth Southgate could have done with that in the summer, eh? But on the World Cup, rather. But bro, can I be honest with you? It just felt good to get back to winning ways, and for me, Liverpool, where I put it now, we just got to win games of football. It's as simple as that. Like, I want winning to be routine. I don't even want to think about it because I've seen Liverpool do 13, 14, 15 games winning streaks. So for me, it's a thing where we beat Aston Villa, who's next? Because we're fifth, my bro. Only God knows how many.
I think it's sixth now at the moment.
See, only God knows how many points we are away from the top of. I don't even look at the top of the table anymore. So for me, to answer your question, how do I feel about that game? We win your next one. I couldn't give a damn. That's in the past, man. That's in the rearview window.
Liverpool are currently 15 points off first place.
Lord have mercy on my soul. 15.
Arsenal have 5 more. Arsenal have 5 more wins than you in the league.
And it's not even Christmas yet because we've only played like 15 games technically. So we haven't even done.
Arsenal has 6 more wins. Sorry, my apologies. Arsenal have 6 more wins than Liverpool.
Because you lost against Man United. Look at that. It's a disgrace. It's an aberration. It's an abomination. So, yeah, I don't give a damn. Like for me, it's almost a case of like you pathetic bunch of plonkers. You're only turning it around now.
By the way, I need to ask you this question: are Newcastle United in the title race?
That's a good question. Very good question. Yeah, my answer is no.
Wow. No.
But
I'd think about it because I also think that they're also like 2 games ahead of City.
They are.
So
what about Tottenham Hotspur? Are they in the title race?
No, nowhere near. They're gonna struggle to make top 4. If we win our 2 games in hand, they're out of the top 4. So
okay. All right. Just thought I'd ask because Newcastle don't seem to be going anywhere at the minute.
No, like I said, they're ahead of schedule, and they have the glorious thing of playing once a week. So,
what do you think of Endo's comment here? I can't lie, Bruno Fernandes this season is sourcing.
I think Ernest should say that one. That's his favorite player.
I don't think so. I don't.
Apparently, you owe him and Rashford an apology, according to Endo.
Where's United in the league?
If he's watching this off of today, then I feel sorry for him. But hey,
you don't owe those men a damn thing.
Huh?
You don't owe those 2 men a damn thing. where are you? United don't even listen. You're not even in the title race. I need a golden boot and player of the year.
We're about to give Rashford an extension, and like I told you last year, I don't know if we should because the next 4 years are his prime years, and if you extend a man's contract and give him the money that we are known to give players, like by the time they hit that age, then I don't know what we're gonna be like. Because the question that when you say I owe them an apology, what should I expect from them that they're delivering this season? That's the question ultimately. What should I expect from players
who are
on already? I think Bruno and Rashford are both on like 250. What I ask Man United fans a simple question when they say I'm too harsh. Compare the players you're talking about to the market. If you're talking about top 6 players, if you're talking about players who are of the ilk of a top team, what should I expect from them? And if they're delivering, I apologize. If they're not delivering, why are you settling for less?
Let's not make this harder than it is, Ernest. Right? We believe in this. This is one of our values in life and on this podcast. Consistency over time.
This is it.
This is what we live by. So this idea that Bruno Fernandes has rocked up for 10 games in the Premier League season, in 15. I'm so sorry. What have you done for me lately? You are behind Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspur in the league.
They cast Pogba, who did more. This is what I don't get. Is that players who do more don't get appreciated. Do you know how many United fans still held grudges over Di Maria this World Cup? This World Cup.
One of my workers this year that I work with was saying that he doesn't want to sell Maguire because the passion is still great. I said, what are you seeing? I said, what are you seeing? He said, nah. He said, it's not him. He's just not in the right system. I said,
he's a nasty man. He's a freak. What did he say?
I couldn't believe it.
Lola says that I beg if he doesn't get top 4, there's no pass. It's sackable. This is
the brilliance that we've seen now is put the road for his own back. Because from this point, you can't finish outside of the top 4. We playing that. Because do you know what sort of form he'd need? You just told me you've won 5 more games than Liverpool. You're 15 points ahead. For Liverpool to finish above Arsenal now is a disgrace. I'm not trying to hear it, man.
Guys, just to go back onto the Bruno thing. I don't know if you saw this, Robin. He just attempted a cross at the 18-yard box. Yeah,
I saw it.
Do you know where the ball went to?
Was it woeful?
Yo, what is happening here?
That wasn't a shot. That was a cross.
Yo, Pete. He's a badness person.
What's going on?
Whoa! Get the heck out! Block that thing, man. What? Block them, bro.
Oh, is it a porn thing?
Some idiots,
yeah, man.
Endo says that Liverpool are currently on a 3-game winning streak. We'll soon reach 10, according to him. What do you reckon about that, AD?
Oh yeah, that's all you need to see. We just need to win games of football at this point, and see where we come here.
Give me wins. Ernest, I asked earlier, are Newcastle in a title race? People are not comfortable to say so. Endo saying Newcastle are not in a title race, but if they make a couple signings in Jan, they'll consolidate top 4.
I think we need to define things in 2023. Like going forward, I think before we say things, we need to define things. What's the title race?
Well,
the title race is that you could be within an inch. You could be an inch of the Premier League title in April. I call that a considerable title race.
Based on your form now or in April?
Oh, sorry, no. What I mean is basically if you're amongst the you have to be from when the ball is kicked in August. And you're up there, you're fighting with the teams at the top of the league, i.e. Newcastle, Arsenal, City, and you're still there in March, come the end of March into April, that's a title race for me.
Yeah, but if we're in December, then we can't determine that, innit?
No.
Okay.
It's a prediction, to be fair.
Do you predict Newcastle
you're predicting that Newcastle will still be there in March?
Oh no! So here's the thing: what's a race? So that's a very good question. What's a race? I think halfway point of the season,
which is now.
So the fact that Newcastle are second, albeit 2 more games played than Man City and a point ahead of City. If City and Arsenal are in the title race and Newcastle are sandwiched between them, how can we not put Newcastle in that title race?
For me, a title race for Newcastle is Spurs, Man United, and Chelsea catching them. I don't think they are.
So therefore,
really,
yeah, I don't think Man United, Spurs. Did you watch Spurs yesterday?
We'll get on to them.
What did Conte say? 10 games in a row we've conceded first, and the look on his face because he didn't know whether to be happy or disappointed. He said 10 game, huh? 10 game. We conceded the first goal, no? And I said,
Tottenham are not a good side. They will finish as further as they can as possible simply because of their attack. Kulusevski, Son, and Kane are legit. Like, have you remember those pictures of like African mums carrying kids with the cloth? That's what Kane and them are doing.
Yo, Kane's header. Yeah, he should have never scored from there. Never.
Yeah, elite number 9.
Fantastic.
Elite number 9. So yeah. For me, if Newcastle, based on their form now, I don't think that they're going to be stopped by United. I mean, they already beat Chelsea. They drew to United. I've forgotten the Tottenham result.
I think they drew with. They've only lost one game this season, Newcastle. So
which was who?
But they've had a lot of draws.
Liverpool.
Was it Liverpool?
And that was in the 97th minute, by the way.
Yeah, I remember Isak scored twice, didn't he? And one of them was offside.
Yeah.
Balling.
Yeah, so yeah, for me, a title race is like the guys who are in the race from August. If you can predict confidently that they will be in the similar positions by March, like either the same position or higher, then you can say a team is in a title race.
Yeah.
The two teams everyone shook off this year are Arsenal and City. The third team is comfortably Newcastle because you don't know what Liverpool you're going to get each week. Yeah. So
Endo says Spurs are the team that everyone outside the top 4 is looking at. They're in trouble, in his opinion.
Yeah,
I worry for the health of Tottenham Hotspur because I think Antonio Conte is going to blow. Just give it time, guys. He's going to blow, and someone's going to get hurt. Okay, like it's not going to be good. He's going to leave either in such a way where you just think, wow,
what? He's going to leave in a hearse or a police van.
Someone's in a bag. That's for damn sure.
But yeah,
it's going to be serious scenes.
So now, while we're speaking about Spurs, quick question, because I didn't know that Tony. I thought Tony was suspended, so that's why I talked about FPL.
Why?
Because all of his allegations. I thought this brother's not playing.
They're just allegations, though.
I'm sorry. Yeah. If you got an allegation on betting, have you just stopped working? It doesn't work like that.
No, but that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, right, still playing. Fair enough. That's the only thing I was like, that's random. I'm not the only one. Because everyone's well.
What did the FPL say?
FPL said risk of not. He was in the orange because of what was happening there with the rings. I was like, fair enough.
Nah.
I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, ballsy
if he's betting on his game, he's coming out. But yeah, he played.
Yeah, you know what's funny about Ivan Toney, bro? The man bets on himself.
I respect him. He's a real boy.
I'm just shocked that he admitted everything to the FA. He said he admitted everything to the FA and thought nothing would happen. I was like,
nah, he's
Robert, when you're caught bang to rights, like, you know what I mean, the jig is up. Yeah, he's got betting slips falling out of his trousers. You know what I mean? You caught me.
But yeah, so this is what Tottenham's 10th comeback after going 1-2-0 down.
Yeah,
and now that's why I think they're not going to last in the top 4 because they're losing. They're losing these battles by the lower teams. I think once it comes to the top 6, or we could say top 7 now with Newcastle in, I think all of them are just going to hurt them.
Do you know what? Yeah, I want to laugh in it. Yeah, why did they drop Lloris? Like, why did they give him a rest? Like, brother, like this guy's been running 100 meters every game in the World Cup. Does he need a rest, blood? Because Fraser Forster looked like he hasn't played football in years. He was still getting to grips with it all. That was 2 jokes.
That's a block, though. Peter,
yes.
Like, you see how like, the Spurs thing is impressive. They're showing fight. They're showing fortitude. You can't be doing it for 10 games in a row. Like, at some point, you have to be a good football team. You have to actually beat teams. You know what I mean? How can you go behind 10 times in a row?
Finish it. Oh, fantastic save.
You'll always be.
Hey, Peter, did you see what's mad? When Tottenham go behind, they start balling. They start playing good stuff.
They start balling.
Sometimes it takes some good 2 goals behind.
I said David NL says Newcastle could get top 7. I think they're more than in the top 7.
Anthony should have scored that. That should have been 3-0.
Yeah, Anthony.
Hey, Robin, he's whack, man.
Smelly. How much did you pay for him?
I think he's the reason we couldn't sign. Not that I wanted him, but I think he's the reason we couldn't sign Cody.
How much did you pay for him?
£84 million.
Jesus. Oh, come on, man. Do you know what I hate about Man United? Do you know what I hate about your football club more than anything?
We spoil the market.
You absolutely bum the market. Every time you go in for a position in the league, because your pricing, everybody else's pricing is going up.
Yeah.
You can't buy a Premier League player.
Yeah, because I watched him at the Arsenal game. I said, this guy is not good. He's not good. I don't know why we signed Anthony.
I need to
know
know
the last time to Nani, and I'm like, you guys are disrespecting Nani. Like,
so what do you think he offers you? Like objectively speaking, like what do you think he?
I think one of
what
the
do you think he's supposed to offer you?
Because he's left-footed. Yeah. Him being left-footed looks like it was a thing that we needed because we have too many right-footed wingers. So he wanted someone that was good on the left, but who was also obviously a right winger. I don't see any X factor with Anthony. I don't see anything. There was one Brazil game where I thought he was winning a couple fouls, but that as a strength in and of itself isn't something that's going to do much for you because he's not an elite dribbler. He's not an elite finisher.
Yeah, Croatia was actually good against Croatia. When he came.
Yeah. I think that was the game. I don't know if it's a shift of position thing. I don't know if he has to play at number 10. But on the right, we've had better. Like, Amad Diallo's better than him. I don't know. No, in all seriousness, Amad is better than him. Like, I from the Arsenal game,
see, there's something
but he scored. I said, you don't need to stop this. Cristiano Ronaldo has produced a generation of people that think goals itself is enough, and it's very stupid, but we'll overcome at some point. But anyway, like,
is that not from Forrest Turner? Just a quick question.
Go on.
The one with beard, because he looked like he's about to fall out the chair. I was like, is the chair too small for him?
He always does.
It's a non-Forest owner.
Yeah, that's him. At the City Ground, he's across 3 seats.
I said he literally looked like he's about to fall out the chair. I said,
he's a large brother still.
Is he a beefy boy? Yeah, beefy lad.
Oh my gosh.
Pavarotti settings, bro.
Is he a beefy boy?
Pavarotti settings.
You know what I mean? On a mountain. You know the way there.
Yeah.
Now, C1, I know. Listen, I don't know if you see that scene in The Dark Knight where the Joker looks at the Asian brother that's trying to work with him, with all the gangs, and he's like, I know a squealer when I see one, and that man right there is a squealer. And for me, when I see wingers, when I see attacking players, I can see through the BS. Anthony looks good on the eye, but he's not actually good. But listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
He goes on to say
Anthony
as well,
was
Anthony
good against Chelsea, but having both him and Sancho is Chelsea.
Yeah, even Chelsea. Assad says the same thing. He balled out at the Bridge and against Spurs.
Chelsea, I'm not ready to shoot him down. I'm not ready to shoot him down just like that.
But the question you have to ask, Robin, is what is he good at? When you pay 84 million for a player, you should never ask that question. You should never have to ask that question.
I agree with you on that matter, because if we're doing the same thing for Darwin, then yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no, because to me, the question with Gakpo is, okay, what is he good at, and does he improve on what we already have? Don't buy a sink for your kitchen if the one you have is better than the one you're buying. Don't do it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So you can bring, like, for example, like we had Park Ji-sung, who sometimes will play right mid, sometimes he'll play central midfield. But he brought a tenacity that we couldn't get from Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick was better than him, but there was an X factor to his game when it came to industry that we needed, that we were not going to get from Michael Carrick. That's okay. So you're filling some level of gap. What gap is Anthony filling? Is it simply because he's left-footed? Is that it? Because that's not 84 million pounds to me. Man United have not gotten value for money over the last 9 years for most of their signings. Most of our signings have not been value for money.
The only one I would say is Martinez.
Yeah, my point is most of them. Like,
still early doors with him as well. It's still early doors with Martinez. I don't think you could say now already he's been, you know what I'm saying?
I know, he's played the year. He's played the year.
Play of the year?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Robin, but even with what Peter's saying, Peter's right, but forget what Peter said just now. You were very quick to say Lisandro Martinez is player of the year. So what about Anthony? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah, it's a fair point.
You see what I'm saying?
It is a fair point, and that's why I'm saying.
Right, but look at the speed at which you're assessing Lisandro. You've seen enough to call man player of the year already. Why can't you? What does Anthony do well? This is the question I ask Man United fans, because everyone likes a match of the day player and you see, this is what you can't tell me glimpses for 84 M's. You can't tell me glimpses. What does he do well? This is the problem, and the problem with football fans now, is that we accept the bare minimum, and then when he scores, we'll say see. And I'm like, guys, this like, I don't get it, bro.
It cost you 80. So listen, I need my profit back. I need some margin.
Show me something.
Show me.
You are just to work.
Endo says, bro, Newcastle have amassed 33 points out of 48 without Alan Saint-Maximin and Isak and money to blow in January. It's actually scary. Then he goes on to say, Newcastle have won at Spurs, drew at Old Trafford, beat Chelsea, drew at City. They face Arsenal this time next week. That's going to be a proper game. It will be indeed. Also, Lola says, I think Newcastle will finish 5th. I think they're strong contenders for the top 4, in my opinion. Boss like says, Endo says, Peter makes everything sound so dramatic. Really?
Yeah, you do.
We got to give them. Listen,
that's not lie.
If there's one thing Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H taught me, sell. Yeah, you got to sell it. All right, you got to sell it big time. Assad says, question for the panel: who finishes higher, Chelsea or Manchester United?
Chelsea. Chelsea are signing everyone, man.
By United, I hope I'm guessing. Manchester United.
They are signing everyone. I just don't believe in their manager this year.
Bro.
Yeah, but we don't have enough. We don't have enough. We don't have enough goals in this team.
This is a tough one. I'd say Chelsea.
Like, Fulham put us to the sword the other day, and people forget this. Like, we won because Garnacho is just cold. But guys, some of these performances where there's quality there, but there's not endurance over 90 minutes. Chelsea have that over us, in my opinion.
Why does Martial look so pissed off?
Because he's been playing well. That's probably why. And obviously, this is the first time Martial's played 2 games and he's not been injured in a very long time. So he's probably just trying to get the fitness back in.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think he was great today.
I think he's been doing well in the front 3.
I think he's missing that yard of pace that he used to have. Maybe it's because he's trying to get back to fitness, but he looks rusty.
Also,
I think rusty is the word I'm looking for.
And I think he's missing Sancho as well, because Sancho is on this recovery thing that Ten Hag is putting him through. When he doesn't have people that he's familiar with, then it doesn't really help him. But
Donny van de Beek is only playing because McTominay is injured. Damn.
Yeah.
And also that Jadon Sancho thing is strange. It's strange. You can't be a professional footballer.
Yeah, apparently his mind is in his gutter.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Get it together. Jadon.
But no, Peter, I agree with you. But that's why I think what Ten Hag has just said, you need to get it together. And that's why he sent them away on this retreat.
That's alarming.
This is a man who left Man City because he wasn't getting game time. Anybody could respect that.
Yeah.
But what the hell? What's happened? What is going on since he's joined United?
It's a fantastic question, man. I don't know what's going on with my man.
Assad said that I reckon Anthony's a good finisher, and he says that finish at Goodison was saucy, and the one at the Etihad, the way he places it in the far corner, fire.
I don't use bangers as a barometer.
Do you not think he's a good finisher?
He's a good finisher.
Not yet.
Okay. Okay. I feel like when he does score bangers, he does seem to score bangers.
The same way.
Lola says someone called Anthony 21 average. Damn.
Man.
C1 says it's funny how United spent 184 M on wingers and Rashford and Martial still do more. Lord have mercy, that's a take. Anthony off and the real baller comes on. Who did he come off for?
Garnacho. And yeah, and he literally just nearly assisted. I was like, yeah.
And Endo says Ernest does not rate United. Cheer up,
Endo's a troll. I think we all knew this from lockdown, yeah. But yeah. I think Endo just likes to. Oh my gosh,
that's a great.
Endo
that's what I said. I said
to state the obvious. What is there to rate from Manchester United in the last 9 years? What's there to rate?
We can't find Abdi 065 either.
Adrian, it's been 10 years. It's going to be 10 years in 2023. What's there to rate?
Won the league.
Just to rate.
Holy smokes. That's how Liverpool ended up in 30 years.
And it's like the way that the sale is going, I'm like, come on, guys, just sell up, man. Like, what are you holding on to?
No, hey, bro, this is a $1 billion club. This takes money,
get your money, man. Get your money.
This is not. Listen. They said at best April 2023.
Yeah.
Our best case scenario is sorry. They said the first quarter of 2023 is what we're looking at. So this could all end up being a summer thing.
Yeah. Last comment here. Assad says, I reckon the only reason we being Chelsea, finish above United is due to Europa. I don't believe they have enough depth being Manchester United.
We don't.
Which is fair, which is a fair point made. Very quickly touch on Chelsea. They won 2-0 against Bournemouth. Didn't make it easy for them, but they did get there in the end. Anything to comment on the Chelsea? We've had a shaky form. So... They've had shaky form since Potter took charge. They're currently 8th in the table at the minute, behind Brighton, Liverpool, and Manchester United.
Playing some ball there.
No one seems to no one can work out Chelsea at the moment, can they?
No, and that's why. But I think the whole firing of Tuchel just put them back bare. Like, it's just frazzled them, and that's why I think it's going to be a toss-up between all of them on who gets the top 4. And Potter, as much as he's been a good guy at Brighton, I think this season it's a bridge too far, and that's why I don't think he makes it top 4.
I see what you did there.
We'll see. Yeah, look, I take it they've hired him in the mind that, look, this year, next year, he's got about 2 years to really get his feet under the table and then crack on. I can't imagine Chelsea sacking him this season, even if they finish 7th or 8th in the league, because they've gambled. They've sacked a top quality manager.
That's idiocy. And
gambled. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can say. Money Mace having his usual goal against relegation fodder. Yeah, it was a good goal, but again, it wasn't necessarily anything great to watch. I had an interest in the game simply because Bournemouth's record at the Bridge has been pretty decent, in previous years. Assad says the first half performance was refreshing, relentless, constant attacking football. Sterling was back to his best, as was Havertz and Mount. Thiago Silva is the best centre back of this generation. Is that true?
He's still good.
I have to think about it.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that one.
To think about it, he's had a phenomenal career. Let's be very clear. But yeah, Chelsea, of course, getting the 3 points. Their next couple of games, they're away at Forest, but then they're home to City, away at Fulham, home to Palace, away at Anfield, home to Fulham again. Yeah, it's interesting scenes. That their January is going to be very telling of what kind of Chelsea we're going to have for the rest of the season.
Fulham and City will be a big issue.
Huge games.
Fulham now, isn't it?
Right.
Luke Shaw with a great ball. That was great.
Let me wrap up the rest of the fixtures before we choose our awards. Brentford 2, Spurs 2. We touched on it briefly. Brentford with a 2-0 up. And unfortunately left with a point, but I would have bitten a point off had he, if you before kickoff, I would have bitten your hand off for a point. Spurs dropping points, so that's that. Palace losing 3-0 at home to Fulham. Holy smoke.
Yeah, man. Fulham. It's a different Fulham. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it is a different Fulham. Get ready for the next manager to be sacked in the Premier League. Everton 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. It's a case of when, not if, in my opinion.
What, ahead of Brendan?
Yeah, ahead of Brendan. Yeah. Brentford Spurs was enthralling. Great use of a word there. What a game. Basuma looked like a fraud. He's been looking like a fraud for some time, isn't it? Lola says Palace were with 9 men.
Yeah, I wanted them.
Give and take of that. I wanted him badly. Jamaica is in the Women's World Cup next year, says David. Big up to the Jamaica women in the World Cup next year. That's in Australia, isn't it?
Yeah, in Australia, yeah.
I said the reggae girls. The reggae gal. You know what I'm saying?
The time will be quite similar though, won't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I've just seen something so wild. And if Ernest was live, what just Bruno has just done.
Guys, can we open a dialogue on Basuma? He's looking hella higgy. He got bullied.
Robin, I saw it. Don't get it twisted. I saw it. But Robin,
Bruno Fernandes.
Even Ten Hag was like, "What the heck was that?" I love Bruno, man. I love it. I love it.
It's sad. It's sad not seeing Ronaldo's face on the screen. Like, even if he was on the bench, like we would constantly see him on the bench there. But the Rooney era is gone. The Rooney era.
Man, he's jobless. He needs to find a job.
Put him out of his misery. It's a shame to see.
Lola says Bruno's a rat. And in terms of Basuma, you were talking about how let's have a conversation about Basuma. Lola says I blame Conte. Basuma isn't even doing what he's best at the moment. And Endo says, Ernest, that apology is rescinded. You don't have to do it anymore after that. That's what it took. That's what it took. We got the reggae gal. Basuma, very quickly, guys. What's gone wrong?
Went to the wrong club.
Yeah, that's the answer to that.
We can move.
That is the correct answer. He went to the wrong club.
As I said, open and shut case, Johnson. It's done. This turkey is frigging done. Everton 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. Mad like Julian Lopetegui. In the scenes, bro. Lampard, get the frigging step in. He needs to get out of here.
But Pete, they told me that he's got Everton to defend well this year.
Has he?
That's what they told me.
Is that what they told you? Because did you see the defending?
Honest?
Did you see the defending on the weekend?
No, that's not.
Guys,
I'm just telling you what I was told.
They've conceded more goals this season than they've played games.
Oh, Garnacho.
Yeah,
what a
I
bad
love
boy.
him.
No, he's such a bad boy.
He is. He's giving him the correct blood. Who's the right back? Twist. He's gone. He sends it into the penalty area. Nobody gambled.
You know what? Rashford needed that cutback, man.
He could have just gambled and gone into the penalty area. That's what I was saying. Into the 6-yard box.
Yeah. Listen, Rashford's having a good season. He's having a good season.
Right.
But this is what coaching does. This is what coaching does. Once you have the person that can make you do things, can see improvement.
You know what Rashford's issue is? It's mental. It's not his
Yeah.
talent. It's never his
Yeah.
talent. Yeah. Anyway, Everton won.
What do you think? I read.
You what, mate?
I just said I read like a.
Sorry,
I
say
read
that
like
again.
a thread on Twitter. Now the person
Yeah.
wasn't saying. That the person
carry on,
wasn't
carry on,
saying
carry on.
that Rashford is at Mbappe's level, but they spoke about the coaching and they were like how Rashford's ceiling as like a 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old was so high, and what he could do at that age was so incredible. To see what he's become now, it's a complete and utter disappointment. So like for the United boys, like has Rashford lived up to the heights you expected, or did you think when he was bursting through this was the player? Because when you think about it,
I don't think he's.
I thought he was special.
The thing is, though, I don't think Rashford's hit his ceiling. Me personally, I still think there's a lot more you can do with him, and he's got time.
He's bringing on Maguire to play with Luke Shaw.
Yep.
What? In the two,
Yo,
these Dutchmen are dastardly.
two left-footed centre backs.
One's back.
Well, Ernest, did you hear what he said before the start of the game? He said he had to ring Varane last night and said, "I need you to come," because Maguire, he just didn't trust him.
Yeah, what? Varane was just down in the solos.
You said we cannot replace you.
All right, let's keep it moving. Lola quickly says, I rate Garnacho. Endo says Højbjerg is an unsung hero. You know, he's got serious eye for goal for a DM.
I'm not gonna lie, he's whack, man.
Friggin' Hotspur, okay? For flip's
He's
sake,
whack, man.
open your eyes, Endo. Open your friggin' eyes.
He just got attacked.
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. This guy came as a creative midfielder for Southampton. And now he's sitting toe to toe with friggin' Davinson Sanchez and friggin' whoever else at the back. Get out of here. Next season, Anthony is warming bench, spinning top loser. People like Garnacho, yeah. If Garnacho is what we let's assume he could be, flipping out. You know what I'm saying? Causing problems, bruv. You know the way there. As C1 has said, Endo's asking if I'm watching the United game. I am. It's on the left-hand side over here. I've got an eye on it. David says Jamaica is in the same group as Brazil and France. Sure. That's big business there. Endo says I was one of those Rashford is better than Mbappe guys in 2020. Guys, allow me.
That's not a long time ago.
Allow me, please.
Why am I shocked?
No, allow me, please. You're saying it's a long time ago or whatever, yeah, bro. No, it's never happened.
No, that's not wrong.
It's never been Rashford above Mbappe. Do you remember when Mbappe came in the scene in 2017? He was gangster in his first year.
Bro, do you remember what he did at the Etihad?
Bro, they scored 6 goals against Manchester City. This team was on crud, bro. 26-17.
Yeah, that Monaco team got picked apart.
Bro, he was playing with Radamel Falcao at Monaco.
This guy scored
the Monaco coach said, "Yo, big dog."
Ernest, was it not 6 days ago he scored 4 goals in a World Cup final? I don't want to hear any more. What? By the way, what trophy has Rashford got? Just out of curiosity.
Europa League, League Cup, FA Cup.
Okay. C1 says Ollie kind of effed Rashford. He was never going to be the same level as Kylian. It was never happening.
This statement is very strange.
Well, yeah. I mean, I felt like. Do you remember? But after carrying Manchester United in lockdown, the thing is, remember he came.
He's black. He's never been the same for that.
He came into the scene, remember, very, very premature. Do you remember? I think Louis van Gaal was like strung with injuries.
2015
crisis.
The 15-16 season. And I remember like, he brought him in against Arsenal, for example. I think he scored twice. And it was his debut or something like that, right? And obviously,
I'll never forget that game. Do you know why? Because Hugh Wizzy was going to run, and he said, "I can't believe we lost to United's crash." I was dying.
Hugh Wizzy, man. The myth, the legend. Yeah, I just think like, you know what, he came in early and obviously then had to adapt to the kind of momentum, the hype, and everything else. Mourinho even said he's no longer a young player when you've played the amount of games he's played, because he played like 200 football matches. And you know, yes, he's going through the motions where like mentally there's stuff gone on, and physically, of course, he's had injuries and so on and so forth. He's been out there healing the world. Whilst we was in a pandemic, so like you know, he's been doing everything here and there and everywhere else. The talent is obviously there. He's a talented football player. There's no doubt about it. It's just a matter of consistency. For goodness sake, over time. We keep saying it on this podcast. Consistency over time. It's not about being world class every match or a 9 out of 10 every game. You need 7 to 8 out of 10s for 100 games. You know them ones. And then we can say, then we won't be here saying, has he ruined his? Because I hear people say like Rooney didn't reach his potential. Okay, you can make that case. The guy's got the most ever goals for Man United, the most ever goals for England. The guy was a baller at 16, Champions League to boot. How many Premier League titles? I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? So like it's all like, we'll look at Rashford's career when it's finished. He's still in. He's not. How old is he? 24? What's his age?
24.
No, he's like 25, 26.
Okay, 25, 26.
So he's 1 year older than
97.
Right, so we still got 5 more years of this guy. The guy he's still not even at his peak yet. So he will be.
That's
here.
what I'm saying. The ceiling is not there. It's not been hit.
No, and it can't. No, because it can't.
What is Rashford's ceiling?
It can't get. By the way, a ceiling can't get hit before the age of 26. Doesn't make sense.
Excellent.
A ceiling is in your peak years.
Yeah, but what is Rashford's ceiling?
What is Rashford's ceiling? I don't know. I'm not. I don't watch him close enough to know.
I think the best he can do for Man United is 20 goals.
That would be
what, in all comps?
No, in the league.
Yeah,
that's his ceiling.
He scored 17 during COVID. I pushed 3 more for his best. I don't think he's gonna go 25 and over.
And it needs to be 2-3 years in a row. Not one season, not one.
He needs to be a 20 goal a season player.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was saying, Rashford needs to give us 20 goals a season.
Yeah, I'll be very content if the Rashford I saw in 2016, his best is 20 for like 2 seasons straight. I'll be very content with that.
I'll take that.
Right.
Because we haven't had a Golden Boot winner since RVP.
Yeah.
And you see, this is why a club like Man United really pissed me off, because you sort of dilly-dally with players that could be this or could be that, rather than getting the gunman himself. You know what I'm saying? When Ferguson was around, guess what Ferguson did? Leng men everywhere, every position. I ain't got time to waste.
But you know what's crazy? We've actually done both. Post Fergie, we've done both.
Like what? Van Gaal era and stuff like that, when you were buying like your
Jose as well.
And stuff like that. Oh yeah, I guess like your Pogba's, your Zlatans and so on.
We signed Zlatan Ibrahimovic, we've signed Di Maria, we've signed Juan Mata, we have signed Romelu Lukaku, we've signed who else? Is that it? We signed Casemiro.
Cavani.
We've signed Falcao.
Yeah.
We've signed Leng men. We've also signed up and coming prospects. We've done what Fergie's done in most of the seasons. We just have had a different approach each year because Woodward is always clashing with the managers. That's the problem.
To end up, I don't mean buff guys, blood.
Fergie brought players based on their.
I can't lie.
No, what I mean,
I thought the same, to be fair.
No, when it comes to like, so you know that the youngsters kind of thing, the potential players that you're referring to, they're all overpriced. Whether it's Sancho, whether it's Anthony, whether it's whoever else, they've all been players that have been bought at such a high fee, right? And Martial, people like this, the Zlatans and so of this world. It's funny because Zlatan, I think, is the last time United won a trophy. Is that right or wrong? I don't know if that's correct, but it seems like when you bought Pogba and Zlatan and you had Mata, guess what, guys? You won trophies because these are the experienced players. These are the elite players that are going to take Man United to where they're supposed to be. So yes, you've done both. just not very well. And so,
Exactly.
yeah, it doesn't mean now you change the whole philosophy. You just go at it again, and this time you do it better than what you used to do. Because, you know, when you say to me your last Golden Boot winner is Van Persie, that doesn't shock me. That doesn't shock me. Because after Van Persie, what did you bring in?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We brought in Memphis Depay.
Ah.
We brought in an unproven Martial.
Ah.
We brought in Romelu Lukaku. We brought in who else?
And relied on Rashford, really.
Mm-hmm.
And an injury-prone Cavani, even though he was good.
Yeah.
And over-relied on Rashford. Yeah.
There you go. Lola says Højbjerg is one fake Viking, man. Guys, I'm sorry. The steam.
This stemmed from when Rashford sunned him in 2020 Paris. Rashford didn't sun him. People like to revise history, man.
The
favorite Brazilian we love to hate has scored it 3-0.
What, the pasta?
The pasta.
Pasta
himself.
I hate that, man.
Yeah.
Neymar.
Why'd you hate him?
Neymar.
You see Casemiro,
as long as he lives. I hate it.
You see Casemiro. Give him a statue, bruv.
You see, Leng man. You buy a Leng man. Guess what?
No.
Boom.
No, I don't think you understand.
You want statues? You know them ones.
Casemiro is
Endo,
my favorite Man United player since David.
Endo's a waste man.
I said Robin having orgasms. That's what I said. Mad thing. So man, them are forgetting Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, Rashford trio, bro.
That's not the same season as when we played PSG.
Is it? They're outscoring Salah, Mane, and Firmino.
I don't think that's the same season.
Oh, it's not.
AAD homeboy Mick Carter got.
Bro. I know.
Nah, I love Casemiro.
Right, guys. I was running around the games. We need to wrap up this now.
All right.
What was I gonna say? What was the last game I was on? Okay, Leicester City 0, Newcastle United 3. You people owed me an apology.
I said, are you sure that Brendan is not out? Because what was this?
I'm saying Brendan will eventually be gone, but Lampard's first. That's what I'm saying. Lampard's first. I'm not saying Brendan is going nowhere. That would be stupid. That would be stupid to say. Peak settings.
Is that? Yeah, I used to be. I don't know what you did.
I said, no, this is the mute. I'm muted. What's I gonna say? Yeah. What's it saying? Yeah, Leicester and Everton. I want them relegated. Do you know who else I want relegated, Lola? Southampton. Bottom of the league, Southampton. Yeah, we have to talk about Almiron. Almiron, lovely finish.
Do you know who owes an apology? Jack Grealish owes this brother an apology.
It's a friggin' howler. Trippier was cold, you know what I'm saying? Not the same season, but same calendar year he mentioned. Lola says Maguire was just sent.
Maguire,
by the way. That's a hype thing. Yeah. Southampton 1, Brighton 3.
Well, Dennis is in the Prem this season.
Emmanuel Dennis is that Forest, bro? Is that Forest, bro? Yeah. Southampton 1, Brighton 3. Yeah, Nathan Jones. It looks like it's not going to be easy for you, boy. Yeah, that wraps up this week's. And obviously, Man United winning 3-0 at the moment. That wraps up this week's top 4. This weekend's Premier League fixtures, guys. Who is your player of the week?
Who was sick this week? No one was sick. Actually, I'm lying. Bukayo Saka.
Guys, I'm in the fields for Bukayo Saka, boy. Let me tell you. I'll buy 3 Arsenal kits just so I can get Saka, Martinelli, and maybe Ødegaard on them. Just purely on that basis. Yeah, you're saying Bukayo Saka. Who's your player of the week, lads?
I had a couple, man. I loved Robertson's performance yesterday.
Very good.
He was doing a lot yesterday.
He was very good.
Obviously Ødegaard.
Yeah, man of the match performance. Ødegaard. Martin Ødegaard. Says,
I'll probably go with Odegaard. Yeah.
Mitrovic had an outstanding performance against Palace. 2 assists, 1 goal. He was brilliant as well.
I wish I watched the game,
bro. Hats off to them. I'm going Odegaard with Lola. Who are you saying? Sorry, Ernest. Who did you say?
Odegaard.
Robinho, Saka.
I'm getting Saka. Yeah.
And AD.
I'm going Andy Robertson, man. Like he's phenomenal. Like he's like the energy man. Energy
Bro,
buddy. He just
played
never stops
very
going.
well.
Guys, he's got like 56 assists.
It's outrageous. Baraka gives us the proper you know what I'm saying? Team of the week.
I'm going Arsenal.
This is tough,
Newcastle for me, because they're the only team that plays their opponent off the park.
Yeah, I mean Leicester were awful. They were awful. There's good performances everywhere. I mean Fulham at Palace. I'd even say Arsenal at home to West Ham. You can argue it's West Ham or whatever. Yeah, Newcastle's a good shout though. That's the result that made me think, raw. Even Brighton at Southampton.
It's Newcastle or Fulham, to be fair.
Yeah, Newcastle or
I
Fulham.
can't get to Fulham because Crystal Palace went down to 9 men.
Had 9 men.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
Newcastle then.
Tyreek Mitchell's funny. Man.
Clean sheet against a full team. I think we all agree. Embarrassed Leicester in their own ends. Yeah, Newcastle was the team of the week. I think very quick and easy. Goal of the week, guys. Gabriel Martinelli is my shout because the swivel, the first touch, the left hit, bang, straight near post. Oh, delicious.
I really like
Eddie Nketiah's turn and finish. Yeah, brilliant.
Oh, it was magical. Like it felt.
There's another goal. I loved Liverpool's second goal, the one-touch football. It was fantastic.
I thought that was the first. Salah's.
Oh, was it the first? Sorry, my bad. The second was Van Dijk, wasn't it? Yeah,
Van Dijk, yeah.
Yeah, Newcastle's second. Almiron's goal was bloody good as well. Very good.
it's fantastic. No, I think I was thinking about. Oh, I think is it full time? No, it's not. Not yet. But yeah.
Bajicek as well, actually. The young boy, like amazing composure.
Yes, it's a great finish.
Goalkeeper down.
Oh, it's a great finish.
That's an 18-year-old CDM, by the way.
He's a CDM.
And then there's even 2 players on the line to pick his spot as well. Yeah, man. He's got minerals.
All right, let's get voting. I'm going Martinelli.
I'm going Almiron.
Almiron.
I don't know. I really like Nketiah's goal.
Nketiah, but Almiron's got the most votes. Almiron has the goal of the week. Anybody know who's not that guy this week?
I know an honourable mention. The honourable mention is the Premier League for introducing a new Portuguese player to Manchester United called Betinho. No one knows where this Don has come from or where he is.
We've been linked with him for a few months now.
Betinho, does that?
I said, who is this Don? Yeah, so whoever added that player, Man United. Cheers for the extra player, but you're not that guy.
Betinho.
Yeah. Martinelli, did you see what Fabianski was on? Yeah, Martinelli's up there, bro. Miguel Almiron. Anyway, ain't Nori as well, they've mentioned on there. But yeah, sorry. Not that guy. I mean,
is it?
Say it again.
Adrian's finished.
life from Baghdad, boy. You know the one. Yeah, no, I don't know. Who's not that guy this week? I'm trying to think.
What, Mick ain't that guy?
Mick.
You know what? Mick Carter, he's a muppet, man. He's a contender for not that guy of the year. But that's a whole different podcast.
What about Tory Lanez' dad?
Janine was pulling the wool over his eyes.
See Tory Lanez' dad, yeah. That trim is nasty.
He's the man.
Oh, man.
He has no hair. He has a side part in.
Yo,
how?
He was moving.
Do you know how wild that is?
He was moving mad. His son shoots someone in the leg, and he's out here trying to bust face.
He's trying to. He's quoting scriptures, saying, "I'm a man of God. Justice will be served."
You can't be God.
Okay, big man.
He's on something. He's on something, man. It's as simple as that. People like that are just. I listen. I brand all of you. If you're like this, you take drugs. I just brand it. Let's just call it what it is. There's no way you come out your right mind.
That's
And just say yeah. No, like that's the real spit though. That's the real spit, bro. Whenever you see something,
At the end of the day, I felt sorry for the child because bringing the child to court for what? What are you doing? Why is he there?
It's a howler.
Why is he there for your shenanigans?
It's a howler.
God,
Making it all public. Is that what you're saying, Robin? Oh, it's peak.
Yeah, man.
Let's leave it like that.
Trying to be the goodwill.
Lola saying not that guy. Tory Lanez and his whole family. Yeah, all he wants to do is go out trapping with the shooters. Tory Lanez, you are not that guy. Yeah, sort it out, guys. Very quick, man. It's wild, mate. Why are you in a limousine? You're with one girl in a limousine and you pull out a strap and take a shot at someone. It's freaking outrageous behavior. People need to stay away from drugs. That's what I will always say to you guys. Quick predictions before we come back. When is the next episode back? Okay, Monday, the 2nd of January. We'll be back in the new year, people. This is the last episode of the year, unfortunately. Leeds United.
I don't think I'll be on.
Ooh.
I'm coming back from the north.
The north.
Yeah, I am abroad next week, so I don't think I'll be on.
Bare bones, blood. Bare bones. Predictions very quickly. Leeds United tomorrow night at Ellen Road. It's going to be feisty, guys. Leeds against Manchester City. What's your prediction?
I think Erling Haaland's going to remind everyone, you forgot about me for the whole month.
He could legit score a hat-trick tomorrow, you know.
He was born in Leeds, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Hilarious. Will you come to Ellen Road? Yeah, man. Leeds against Man City. We got 1-1 here from Endo. Anyone going to stick their neck out on the line like Endo did? Or are we going to go Man City?
No, it's a City win. It's a City win.
I'm trying to think anything. Let's see. Leeds have a bag of man out, apparently. They're going to get pumped. Pumped. Now, you know what, yeah? You guys don't, you know what? We don't talk about this enough, yeah? Man City and Guardiola and the whole Tron, yeah? Like we've been away for a year, had swayed for a year. When they're back tomorrow night at Leeds, they're going to pump Leeds blood. I don't think you know all that training session. You've not thinking this is a joke, blood. Leeds are gonna be in for it, blood.
Do you remember that scene in The Godfather where the oldest gets pumped?
You know what?
The tolling station.
Unpopular opinion. I've never seen The Godfather. Mad.
No, you need to watch it for that scene alone. Yeah.
You know what? Doug said it to me the other day. He was like, "Yo, we're gonna watch 1 and 2." I was like, "Bro, okay." I was like, all right then.
Because after they finish with the son, Vito Corleone goes to the coroner, the coroner's flipping office. Yeah, they've got the whole blanket over his son's face.
Yeah,
and then he pulls the cover. They don't show the body, but he pulls the cover over the face. Yeah, because literally they had Tommy guns at his car. Yeah, sprayed up the whole thing, and he was like, "Look at how they massacred my boy." Yeah, that's what they're gonna do to Leeds tomorrow. Just pump action.
like in Training Day when Denzel just gets done, blood.
Literally, it's this. Pete, it's the same scene. It's the same scene. The same scene.
Listen, aren't you like Peter? Aren't you like 40? How have you not seen The Godfather? Yo, I'm a different guy, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm a different guy. I'm not 40, but I'm a different guy.
City's greatest trick is believing that they don't exist. It's making us forget about them. I swear, it's their greatest trick because they come out of nowhere. Like Endo says, what does Endo say? This is the time of year where City go on their long winning runs. Because you know what's so funny, yeah? City will go on an 11-win game run, and we only found out on game 9 that it's snap, they've won 9 in a row. They do this, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's move on. Friday, 30th of December, it's Liverpool at home to Leicester City. We want to talk about pump action. Liverpool, this is a gift. You've been blessed.
Gift.
You've
Wrap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gift wrap. Obviously, I think we're going to go full house Liverpool, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
AD's just jumped out. Okay. 31st, New Year's Eve, 12:30, BT Sport. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers taking on Manchester United.
Yeah, I'm shook for that game.
Man said I'm shook.
Because Wolves are always weird.
No, they are a bogey team. I hate playing Wolves.
Especially Julio
Playing
Lopetegui.
Wolves.
I can see that scoreline. I can see that scoreline.
Endo says 1-0 and Lola says Wolves L.
Lola, I hope you're right.
Yeah, I can see this being tricky. 12:30 as well. I can see this being tricky.
12, I lie? 12,
SSX
kick
Going
off.
to Birmingham. Going down Birmingham side.
Now you man, City have won the league. You know what the next game is on New Year's Eve? They're at home. It's a 3 o'clock, so you can't even watch it on TV. So you know there's an action is getting pumped.
What,
at
Bournemouth?
3 o'clock. Everton. Oh, Lampard's getting sacked on Saturday. Yeah, 5 o'clock on Saturday. Mark my words, he's gone. He's a gone man.
It's a New Year's Eve gift.
He's a walking dead man, bro. Definitely. Holy smokes. 5:30 kickoff. It's Brighton at home to Arsenal, live on Sky Sports. I'll be watching that.
Good game.
Good game.
Before I head to 5:30, that's peak. What time's New Year's service? I need to make sure 8 p.m. Oh, it's peak. This is peak. It will finish at like 7:30. I gotta be jetting quick. 12:30 at Molineux is long. Brighton Arsenal 1-1, says Endo. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, not gonna be easy. I'm gonna go for an Arsenal 2-1 win. Sticky, but 2-1. That's how we end 2022 for Arsenal. Let me see. Is there any other games that are worthy of note? 1st of January is Spurs at home to Villa, Forest at home to Chelsea, and Monday is Brentford at home to Liverpool. I think those are fairly full house victories, if anything else. But yeah, guys, that wraps up this week's Top 4 podcast. Lola says 1-0 win to the Arsenal FC. Yep, we agree with that. Yeah, that wraps up this week's Top 4 podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, everybody in the comment section. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, or if you're not subscribed, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do the right thing. Spurs draw, Chelsea win, Liverpool win. I think that's Spurs
Thank you
draw
for entertaining us
possible
throughout 2022.
Yes.
been
Hey,
great.
listen. Spot on, Robin. Thank you so much for 2022. It's been a brilliant year for the Top 4 podcast, right? And we're moving onwards and upwards, ladies and gents. We'll be back out again with more content. We need to get back into that rhythm again of making more videos, and then we'll be back. Extra time will be back as well in the new year. But guys, thank you very much for joining us, for being here with us. We're signing out 2022. Let's smash up the likes. Let's smash up the subscribers. Until Monday, the 2nd of January, 8 p.m., we are out. Peace.
Peace.
Love and peace.